Welcome to Complete with DLC, the only show that's a launch title for the NX. I'm one of your hosts, Jacob Griffin, and sitting across from me is the eighth wonder of the world, Brad Knight. Brad, how you doing?
I'm doing alright, I'm trugging along there, waiting to get to this, the prime episode of Complete with DLC, the Thursday episode.
The OG episode, the show we put the most time and the most love into.
Yes.
The secret ingredient of this episode is love.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly.
So I have a bit of a story, actually, before we get into the show.
Alright, I'd like to hear this.
Yeah, so on, I believe it was last week's Thursday show, I sung Amazon's praises. And then on Tuesday we reported the stupid story that they did about, them reducing their game client to exclusive members only, right?
Right.
And I just found out yesterday that I am now an accidental member of Amazon Prime.
I thought you were beforehand.
I was beforehand, but I wasn't paying for it. I was still under the free school thing.
Right.
And I found out yesterday that had run out. Because my dad came home and he's like, why is there, a sizable chunk of money missing out of your bank account today? I'm like, what are you talking about? I haven't bought anything. And lo and behold, I am now a year subscriber to Amazon.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah. They have tricked me, damn it.
You shouldn't have had the auto-renew on.
I didn't. I thought I didn't.
You must have, then.
I know. I'm not happy. But on the bright side, now I have access to all their, the Amazon video and the music and all that other good stuff, so I might as well make use of it while I have it.
Silver lining, I guess.
I will be watching a ton of movies, so.
Oh, good. Finally.
Yeah, finally. So, Jacob, you can stop whining at me, damn it. I will watch something good so you can...
I'll find out what's on Amazon Prime, and I'll write you a list of recommendations.
According to the article I just read, Amazon Prime apparently has twice the amount of movies that Netflix does now.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. What's better, though? What has better original series, though?
That's right, Netflix, without a doubt. Daredevil Season 2, oh my god. It's amazing.
So good.
I think I'm up to episode 9 right now.
Well, you almost caught up to me, because I still haven't finished the season yet, because things have gotten in the way of my life.
It's insane. We're not going to go into any spoilers here, people, don't worry. I see you with your finger on the pause button, don't worry about it.
The one thing I will say is two things. Number one, John Bernthal as the Punisher is amazing. Number two, that staircase fight, ugh.
That was fantastic, and he is honestly a perfect Punisher.
Yes. It's great. It's a great show.
The more I think about it, the more I think that Daredevil is probably my favorite Marvel production, movies and all. If not, then it's a close second with probably Guardians of the Galaxy, I think, is probably my other favorite. That or the first Iron Man.
We'll talk about that a little bit more when we get into what we're playing, I guess. Because I haven't played anything this week, so...
Alright, well, let's get into the actual segment of the show, then.
Yeah, here's what we're playing. Brad, what have you been playing this week?
Jacob, do you even have to ask?
Is it Dark Souls?
Yeah, I've been jumping between Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, just kind of flopping back and forth.
So that text I sent you was accurate?
No, was not accurate. What I was doing was I was making a pot of coffee for the show, so.
Oh, okay.
But it was a good guess. If you had texted me 45 minutes before that, I would have been playing Dark Souls, yes. But I've just been flopping back and forth, because there's a quest line in the second game that I want to complete, because there's an NPC in there that I'm friends with, because it's the only person I've met in that game who didn't want to stab me. So I'm trying to complete her quest line, and then in 1 I'm just trying to beat it, so. But other than that, what have I played? I have played...
Did you play more Sunset?
I did. I played a little more Sunset, and I really do not like the grinding. It is just aggravating me. Like, I love the game as I'm traveling between quest areas, and I love the game when I'm fighting people and not grinding. But when you mix the two together, grinding and fighting people, suddenly I don't want to play the game anymore.
I really don't get what your problem is with it. I always had fun with it.
I don't know. I don't enjoy that, I guess, motion of combat. I don't know.
You don't enjoy combat in motion?
No.
You like your combat to be stationary?
Exactly. My favorite war game is going to be the one that's just the American Revolution and two people standing on opposite sides, and you just shoot each other. That's it. There's no motion, there's no nothing.
That'd be great. I really want them to make, like, a Call of Duty in the American Civil War, just that way there's, like, 10-minute reload times.
Wasn't there an Assassin's Creed in the American Civil War? One of them was, I think.
No, there was one in the Revolutionary War, because it was set in Boston.
Oh, that's what it was. It was
That's
Revolutionary
right.
War.
Go Boston.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah, we finally did something.
We made a mediocre Assassin's Creed.
Other than get drunk and beat each other up.
All right. First of all, don't you disparage that beautiful city.
I mean, let's not kid ourselves here. That's what us Bostonians do best.
I mean, obviously, but still.
We all have to have our talents.
Exactly. Did you play anything else though other than Sunset?
I was debating starting Wolf Among Us, but I know as soon as I start that, I'm gonna get sucked in, and I'm gonna finish it.
Right.
So I want to like clear my plate a little bit, because we have finals coming up this weekend for this semester. So I want to get a little bit of that out of the way, and then I can jump into the Wolf Among Us and all these other games that I have backlogged.
I don't know if you guys can hear it, but someone's cutting the lawn or something outside.
On my end or your end?
On my end.
Oh, well, I can't hear it, so.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well,
So
that's
all
good.
that
Last
matters.
Thursday we had my lawn adventures, and this week we have your lawn adventures.
If you hear it, that's what it is. Don't worry. I'm not being like taken by aliens or something. I don't know.
Yes.
But so that's it.
Yeah, that's about it. Next Tuesday I'll have something special, I think.
So I
little
didn't
sneak peek.
I didn't play anything.
Back to your old ways, Jacob.
Mainly because I was finishing up my run through of the Marvel movies.
All right, because you're on a personal quest to rank them all, correct?
I was on a personal quest to rank them all. It originally started as I just really wanted to watch Iron Man 1 again. Then I was like, you know what? Why don't I just watch all the rest? Not thinking the fact that there's 12 movies.
Yeah, but, oh wait, this has been going on since 2008. There's a lot of movies since then.
Yeah, exactly. And if I had watched like all their TV shows that are going on at the same time, I think I would have killed myself. But
what other TV shows other than Daredevil? Oh, Jessica Jones.
Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter.
Can I be honest? I don't think Jessica Jones is all that good.
I like Jessica Jones, but I think it's slower than Daredevil.
It absolutely is, but I don't know. We'll see. I never finished Jessica Jones, so if I'm sort of speaking before it got good, then forgive me, but...
I mean, I think it's good all the way through. It's definitely slow to start, though, so I think if you got back into it, I think you'd enjoy it a lot more.
I'll
Just give it some time.
Yeah, I'll give it a second chance.
So I did finally rank every Marvel movie, though.
I saw you put it out in a tweet.
And just in case all you people didn't see it, I think I'm going to go over the list now because I have nothing to talk about what we're playing.
Okay, fair enough.
So do you remember the list?
I want to say you had... I think I remember...
Don't say what was number one.
Oh, I think I remember 1, 2, maybe 3. And I want to say I remember, like, the ones towards the bottom, but I don't remember them in exact order.
So number 12, I'm going to go from the bottom up because that's the way you do lists.
Yeah. Wasn't your bottom one Thor the Dark... the first one?
It was the first Thor, yes.
Yes. Aha, I remember that one.
See, I like the first Thor. Like, all these movies are good movies. Like, I'll never say, like, any of these Marvel movies are just straight up bad. It's just, like, which one is better to me.
Yeah, when you have so many good movies, it's tough to rank them.
Yeah.
Because they're all good. It's just which ones are just great.
And Thor the Dark World is, like, it's a fine movie. If you watch it, it's just kind of its own thing. Like, you know, you're like, this is an alright movie.
Yeah.
As a part of this universe, it's kind of boring.
Oh, it's because Thor doesn't really benefit from being on his own.
Exactly.
I think Thor
and he doesn't
benefits.
have anyone to play off of, really.
Yeah, that's where Thor's the best, right? Is where he has, you know, he's sort of that, not unsophisticated, but he's sort of like the simple man who just fights and does what he does. He fights for honor and that's it. And then you compare him with someone like Tony Stark, who he doesn't get along with because Tony's, you know, arrogant and sophisticated and all this other stuff. That's where Thor really shines.
Exactly. Number 11. You want to guess what number 11 was?
I think that was Thor the Dark World, right?
That was Thor the Dark World. Thor the Dark World has all of the same problems as Thor 1, but, like, it shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's after Thor 1, it's after the Avengers. Like, it has Loki in it, and that's nice, but, like, other than that, like, it still has all the same problems that I have with that movie. So.
I never thought Loki was a great villain.
I like Loki. I think Loki's definitely one of the better villains in that universe.
Well,
mainly because that universe has, besides like Thanos, who they're setting up to be great, everyone else is a very bleh villain. I'll get more about very bleh villains later.
Yeah, they don't do villains very well in Marvel, I've noticed.
I'm hoping that because Spider-Man's there now, we can get some actual really good, like all the best villains were Spider-Man villains.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get good stuff going now.
Oh, that freaking clip with Spider-Man and holding the metal arm. Oh my god, that was awesome.
So good, right?
Yeah.
Number 10. I'm just gonna go through this now. I'm gonna have you stop guessing because it's taking too long.
Okay.
The Incredible Hulk. If it's an alright movie, like
Yeah.
it's a real nothing movie.
It's passable.
CGI is pretty bad in it though.
It doesn't age well.
No, it doesn't. Number 9 is Iron Man 2. My main gripe with this movie is that it's just a commercial for the Avengers.
Yeah, that's literally all it is.
Yeah, it's not like a standalone Iron Man movie, which is my problem with it, and that's why it's so low on the list. Number 8 is Captain America: The First Avenger. I really like this movie, but some sacrifices had to be made.
Yeah, somebody had to be low on the list.
Exactly, and it's Captain America: The First Avenger, mainly because number 7, Iron Man 3. I enjoyed Iron Man 3 more than Captain America: The First Avenger.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't like the Mandarin twist. I'm not gonna go into spoilers about it if it happens, but like what happens with the Mandarin, but I don't like that. Other than that, though, I think it's a really fun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 6, Avengers: Age of Ultron. I like Age of Ultron. It's too bloated, though. There's a lot of stuff going on in it.
I feel like they gave us the Marvel thing when we were expecting something else, right? Like when the movie was being promoted, we thought we were going to get finally a little bit of a darker Marvel movie, and instead we got possibly what was one of the goofiest ones to date.
Exactly, because you have a robot that basically is just Tony Stark, but
yeah,
he's a robot that flies around and has like weird like lips at the end because he gets like a vibranium bath or something.
Yeah,
it's odd. Number 5, Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
This movie is an incredible movie.
Is incredible. This movie is the fight scenes are great, the acting is great, the character stuff's really good. It got spoiled for me by Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that's why I stopped watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh.
The twist with, spoiler alert, the twist with Hydra being a part of S.H.I.E.L.D. the whole time got spoiled for me. Because I didn't go see it the first weekend it came out, and so that all got screwed up for me. Number 4, Iron Man 1. Great movie.
Yep. Absolutely fantastic.
One of my favorites, but can't be in the top 3 mainly because of these next 3 movies. Number 3, The Avengers. The Avengers is just, it's a fun, great movie.
It's, a lot of people argue, Marvel's best work.
It shouldn't work, but it does. And that's kind of an amazing achievement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Number 2, this is where it gets a little controversial here. Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't think that's controversial. I think that movie was arguably as good as The Avengers, if not better.
It's controversial mainly because a lot of my friends who I've told this to, and people on, like my friends on Twitter who have said this to me, think that it should be number 1. But
I think it's a coin flip with what I know is your number 1.
Yeah. And my number 1 is Ant-Man. And my big thing with Ant-Man is that movie definitely should not be as good as it is. But the action is creative, the characters are funny, the villain finally isn't like that bad. Oh, I didn't say my thing with Guardians 2. Guardians 2 really gets bogged down by Guardians 2. Guardians 1 at number 2. That's why I got confused. The real thing that bogs that movie down is it has a terrible villain. Ronan the Accuser is an awful villain in that movie. Like, he's not good.
Yeah, he's not great.
And so while all the good character banter stuff is great, it's just like, I don't have anything that I really care about, you know, like that they're fighting.
Yeah.
With Ant-Man, though, the character, while generic like most of them, because it's just a guy who went crazy for no reason, like most Marvel movie bad guys.
Yep.
I just, like, I don't know. I like him better than a lot of their just I went crazy for no reason bad guys.
I honestly think what makes that movie shine above all the other ones is just Paul Rudd's performance.
Exactly. That too. Paul Rudd was just like kind of born to be this specific superhero.
Which is weird because when we first heard the announcement for Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, we all went, wait, what?
Yeah, like the guy from Anchorman?
It's like, but I mean, okay.
Great. He's great.
He is. He's fantastic.
And it's just, it's a really fun movie. I suggest that if anyone ever saw the commercial and was like, Ant-Man, that's going to be stupid, I shouldn't watch that. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
And if you did think that, shame on you, because they made Guardians of the Galaxy, a group with a freaking talking tree and a talking raccoon, and they made that awesome, so.
At this point, Marvel I don't think can do wrong. My friend told me that he's worried about Doctor Strange being, like, not a good movie.
Has he seen the photos? It looks amazing.
Have you seen the trailer?
I haven't watched the trailer yet.
It looks great.
How long's the trailer? Is it like a legit trailer or just like a little teaser?
It's kind of like a teaser, but, like, it shows some good stuff in it. And it shows some weird mind-bendy magic stuff in it. But I guess if I was going to be worried about any movie, it'd be that movie.
Well, this is Marvel's first adventure into the magic realm of comic books. Because up until this point, they had avoided magic like the plague, specifically with Scarlet Witch.
They don't say magic, but she basically does magic.
Yeah. Their canon explanation for Scarlet Witch's powers is she's weird.
Exactly. Which I know is a big problem for you in that movie.
It bugs me to no end.
But yeah. So those are my Marvel movie rankings. I will revisit when Infinity War happens.
I mean, I'm surprised you won't revisit that when Civil War happens. I imagine that to toss that ranking all up in the air.
See, my problem is that I feel like if I walk out of Civil War, I'm obviously just going to be, like, wicked high on Civil War, and so I'm going to be like, that's number one, it's the best movie ever.
Yeah, you can never judge a movie as soon as you've seen it.
So I feel like I need to put some time in between those movies and the reordering of the list.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's it. That's all I did this week. I didn't play any video games, I just...
So if you're just joining us, this is actually a video game podcast, believe it or not.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about movies for about 10 minutes, though.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's we talk about movies all the time on this podcast for no good reason.
I think our listeners are more than used to us just not sticking to the schedule, so you know what? It's fine. It's fine, guys, I think.
But now we're finally going to stick to the schedule.
For once in our lives.
And get into the news. Welcome to the news. So, like we do at the beginning of every month, mainly because the next episode is going to come out like when we're in May already, we're going to do the Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus games for May.
Yeah, because the first falls on a Sunday, you said, I think it was?
Yeah, it falls on Sunday, so the next recording would be the 3rd.
Yeah, the 3rd, which would be the Tuesday, so...
Yeah, so we're going to get all these out to you now, so that way you guys can all be ready to go download these games.
Yeah, you gotta prepare, because there's some good stuff this time, I think. Not as good as last month, but...
No. So, on Xbox One, for Games with Gold, we have Defense Grid 2 for the first half of the month. And the second half of the month, we have Costume Quest 2. You play any of these games? You know what these are?
No, actually, I haven't heard of these.
Costume Quest 2 is actually a lot like it's kind of like a Mario, Paper Mario sort of kind of like battle system.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. They're fun games. I played the first one. On Xbox 360 for the first half of the month, we get Grid 2, which is a racing game, and Peggle, which is one of the best games ever made.
Peggle is fantastic, and I've never actually owned a Peggle game, so I can finally play Peggle.
You should. You should play every Peggle.
Yeah.
I have a Peggle on my phone, which is like free to play, so it has all this free to play garbage in it, but I just reset my clock, and then I get all my lives back, and it's a great game. For PlayStation Plus this month, though, on PS4, we have Tropico 5.
Ooh.
I don't know what this is. I've seen the cover art. It looks like he plays Fidel Castro.
It's exactly what you do. I'm excited for that, actually.
Yeah, I want to play it. I like city building games, and that seems to be what it kind of is.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah. Tabletop Racing World Tour, which seems like it's kind of like a Hot Wheels game.
I think so.
At least just from that title. Switch and Switch Galaxy Ultra. I don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
On PS3, I'm going to have a hell of a time saying this title here. Loco Roco Cocorico. Are you looking at the thing?
Which one? PS3? Oh, Loco Roco Cocorochi?
I think it's Cocoricho.
Cocoricho? Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, that sounds fine to me. That one.
Yeah, that one. And Bionic Commando Rearm 2, which is actually a pretty fun game.
So, out of blatant curiosity, what the hell is a Loco Roco Cocoricho?
I have no clue. Google it while I go onto the Vita games.
That is an absolutely fantastic title, though, so I will Google it.
On PS Vita, we have Switch Galaxy Ultra, which was also on PS4, and God of War Ghosts of Sparta, which is a PSP game, which is also available for PSP, if you have a PSP still.
I have one in a box somewhere.
Any news on what Loco Roco Cocoricho is?
Loco Roco Cocoricho is a Thanks, Google. It's a video game in the Loco Rocho series. Well, no shit.
I really like saying that title though. Loco Roto Cocoricho.
Yeah, once you know how to say it, it's pretty, Alright, so in the game, player controls a butterfly, the Cocoricho of the title, to gather Loco Roco that are dispersed through a level. I just lost my... Damn it. I moved the thing. And direct them to a goal within a large enough group to pass through. So I guess you, like, wrangle up the Loco Rocos using the
Kinda like
Cocoricho.
lemmings.
Yeah, basically, and you have to get them all through the goal. The Cocoricho is maneuvered with the left analog stick, and you can call it by pressing it, it looks like. So you just gather up the Loco Rocos.
With the Cocoricho.
With the Cocoricho.
And you do that. Well, that's a fun Games of Gold and PlayStation Plus for this month. Not as good as last month.
No, but we're never going to get a game on this show again that is so fun to say.
Exactly. Maybe that'll be the game of the show now.
Yeah.
Just every week we say Loco Roco Cocoricho.
Yep.
So our first story, though, our first actual news story, is about a game that we don't talk about often enough, I say.
Never comes up.
It never comes up at all, which is Fallout 4. All Fallout 4 players on Windows PC can now try a beta version of the game's mod tools. Bethesda has been running a closed beta for much of April and now has opened up the Creation Kit, the suite of tools that allow players to create mods for Fallout 4, to everyone on PC. The main menu now has a mods option through which players can search for mods, mark them as favorites, give feedback on them, and install them right from within the game. Mods in Fallout 4 are powered by Bethesda.net, which offers the Creation Kit as a free download. You can also browse the mods on the web. More than 100 are on the site right now, and you can see some of them in the video that Bethesda put out about the Creation Kits. PC players must update the PC version of Fallout 4 to the 1.5 beta in order to access mods. And here's... that's how it works in Steam. Mods are only available on PC for now, and will come to Xbox. They will be available on Xbox One in May, thanks to Bethesda's exclusivity contract with Microsoft, and on PS4 in June.
So now, finally, the long wait for all the weird mods of Fallout is over.
I've actually seen a video of how this works on there, and it seems like a pretty good system. It's just kind of like you go to a menu, and then it has like a list of mods. It kind of reminds me of, like, if you ever play games like Trials, or games with like a create a level sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like you can browse the community levels, except now you're just you're browsing community mods.
Yeah, and then you literally install it, and then it's just in the game for you. Like, I watched an IGN video on how to do it, and it seems like so super easy to do.
I'm so glad that they've sort of just accepted this is what their game's main purpose has always been for.
Yeah.
Like, Skyrim is more of a modding platform than it's like Minecraft. People play it to mod it, not to play the actual game.
That's honestly what keeps a lot of these games around for a long time, though. Like, GTA 4 is still played on Steam a lot because of its amazing mod community.
Yeah. Which, hey, Rockstar, if you haven't figured it out by now, let players mod your games.
I understand, though, why they're, like, not into it with GTA 5, and it's mainly that currency system.
Yeah, as soon as you add a currency and like, an online multiplayer kind of thing, you open up a lot of doors that modding tends to jumble up.
I would respect it maybe more if they even had, like, a thing that doesn't just ban you if you have mods installed. Because if you have mods installed and you go online, you just get banned immediately.
Yeah, they're a little too broad strokes with their punishment system.
Have mods maybe as, like, a separate server or something like that. Or even if you're in a private session, like, maybe then it's okay. Like, I don't know.
There's got to be a way to do it.
Yeah, I don't know the way around it, though.
But now, in case if you were waiting for, the naked mods of Fallout 4 and to have, rainbow dragons flying through the skies and all this other fun crap, it's coming.
And to have your gun say John Cena every time you launch it.
Yep. It's now here. Welcome to the world of PC.
I don't know what... I can't think of a... what's it called? Segue for this.
I wouldn't even try.
So I'm just going to go into it. We don't talk about Street Fighter all that often.
Nope, because we're not exactly fighting game enthusiasts.
But it's breaking records at EVO 2016 with more than 4,000 competitors.
Wow.
Just for this one game.
That's actually really impressive.
Capcom's latest Street Fighter game has resulted in a record number of players competing at the annual Evolution Championship Series fighting game tournament, better known as EVO. More than 4,000 players have signed up to play Street Fighter V at EVO in July, organizers have said on Twitter. Those numbers continue to rise according to the EVO reps, and there's still 2 months left until the registration deadline. Street Fighter V showing is impressive considering that last year's EVO saw 2,200 entrants competing in Ultra Street Fighter 4. The record number of competitors also means that the early qualifying pools for Street Fighter V will run 2 days, not one, like last year. EVO 2016 will feature 9 games as part of the main competition: Street Fighter V, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, Guilty Gear X Revelation. What? It says XRD Revelator. Whatever.
Yeah, they're weird with their names.
Mortal Kombat X, Pokken Tournament, Killer Instinct, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and Tekken 7 Fated Retribution. This year's EVO will take place July 15th to 17th in Las Vegas, Nevada. The event will be held at the Las Vegas Convention Center, and Sunday's finals taking over the 12,000-seat Mandalay Bay Event Center.
Now, I'm curious. I don't keep up with this particular tournament every year, but do they stream this?
They do. They stream a lot of it.
So if you're, even if you're not into esports and you're listening to this, tune into some of these games, because there is no esport on the planet that is more awe-inspiring to watch than fighting games.
Honestly, like, some of the, these fighting games that I watch, these people just, they do this crazy shit that I don't understand, how you even do it.
Yeah, these people, to give you a sense of scope here, these people have frames, frame-perfect frames being counted for the things that they are trying to do, and it's incredible to try to watch. It blows me away every time I do it, and now that I know that they're streaming this, I'm definitely going to check this out, because it sounds really, really fun. And 4,000 competitors is a lot of people.
That's crazy. That's just for Street Fighter V too.
Yeah.
That's nuts. But time to get into a big line of Nintendo news, because I guess they had an investors call this week.
Yeah, they're doing all sorts of funky things now.
Yeah. Nintendo's next console, codenamed the NX, will launch in March 2017, Nintendo said in a financial earnings announcement. Furthermore, it will not be showing the console at E3 2016 in June.
Why, Nintendo? Why do you do this?
This is a quote here. For our dedicated video game platform business, Nintendo is currently developing a gaming platform codenamed NX with a brand new concept, the company said. NX will be launched in 2017 globally. The company had previously said it would talk specifics about the NX console in 2016. Its plans for E3 will be instead focused on the new Legend of Zelda game, which the company confirmed will be playable for the first time at this year's show.
Yeah, it's open world.
Yeah, I know. That was announced a while ago, though. So, what do you think of that? That they're not going to talk about the NX at all?
At first, I was really annoyed about it, because they've been teasing this thing for years. They haven't, well, not years, but it feels like years. And they haven't even shown us what it looks like yet. We haven't seen a controller. We haven't seen anything.
That's so weird that they're not showing it at E3, given the fact that it's coming out in March.
Yeah, I was actually really annoyed about this, and then I started digging around to see what other people were thinking about it, and I happened across The Know, which is Rooster Teeth's news channel.
Right.
And they had speculated that it was because that there are so many consoles that are theoretically could be at this E3. We have the PlayStation 4K, the Xbox 1.5, and there's going to be a lot of console news around this that they might have been afraid that it could drown out the NX. And because this is sort of Nintendo's Hail Mary in the console market, they might want to save it so when they're the center of attention.
Number one, I don't think that a redone, a new version of the PS4 or a new version of the Xbox would outweigh the NX in a way. You know what I mean? I think the NX is more exciting because it's a new console. It's an actual new console.
Yeah, and what just caught my attention here was it said that codenamed NX with a brand new concept. Now, when I hear the words brand new concept, most of the time I shrug it off as PR speak. But when Nintendo says it, they're doing something funky, because
Just make a regular console.
Because if we know anything from Nintendo, they like to screw around. You know, we had the N64 with the weird 3-armed controller. The GameCube had a handle on it. The motion controls of the Wii, like, they always do these weird, crazy, funky things. And I'm curious to see what their brand new concept for this NX is going to be.
Just release a console with a controller that hooks up to my TV and plays Nintendo games. Please and thank you.
I'm fine with that as long as it does something cool too.
Ugh. Alright, yeah. Make the cool thing an option. Don't make it necessary.
Yeah, don't go Wii U on us is all I'm asking.
That's been my problem with the last two Nintendo consoles, is that, like, while the Wii was fun for, like, stuff like Wii Bowling, it's like, I don't want to play, like, a Zelda like that, or I don't want to play Mario like that.
Yeah, I just plugged in a GameCube controller for whenever I could.
Exactly.
Which is fine.
Or I used the classic controller when I could.
Yeah, so... I guess what we're saying here is go GameCube on us, don't go Wii U on us, is what we're asking for here.
Yeah, that's actually a perfect way to put it. The GameCube was probably the last Nintendo console that I really enjoyed. Just make it like the GameCube.
Yeah. Make a GameCube 2 for all I care. I don't care.
If you made a GameCube 2, that would be a Super GameCube, let's call it.
Yeah.
You want to keep with the naming convention.
To be completely honest, I think that would sell very well.
I honestly do too. Nostalgia is a great seller of things, and people have no nostalgia
but
for the GameCube.
Here's the burning question. If they make a GameCube 2, a Super GameCube, do they still make those little tiny discs?
No. They just put them on regular Blu-rays. Because you need something. You need to make it like this all-in-one console. Well, not like an all-in-one console, obviously, like the Xbox One is doing.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you need to like let a console also be used for entertainment stuff. So just put a regular Blu-ray drive in it, so you can also be like a DVD player.
Well, yeah, they'd have to have a drive in it anyway, because one thing I give Nintendo credit for is that every system so far has been backwards compatible with the one before it, with the exception of the GameCube, because it wasn't backwards compatible with
the Wii U.
The Wii U's backwards compatible with Wii games, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but I'm saying like the GameCube isn't compatible with the Wii U, but it's compatible with the Wii.
Yeah.
What is going on right now?
I don't know. I'm losing my damn mind, but yeah, that's always been their thing, is they've always made sure that the system they release, at the very least, is backwards compatible with the one that came before it. That way that, you know, the people who buy the console don't suddenly have a stack of games they can't use anymore. Which, good on them. So if they keep this up, I'm hopeful. But we have more Nintendo news, so we should probably just move on along to that.
Speaking of The Legend of Zelda, I get to take that from The Legend of Zelda from the last story.
Yes.
The Legend of Zelda on Wii U has been delayed again. Nintendo announced that the game is now expected to be launched in 2017 alongside a newly announced NX version of the game.
Yeah, so it's going to be a launch title.
With no forthcoming details about the next generation NX console, The Legend of Zelda will be the main focus for the company at this year's E3 event, like we announced before. The company had previously delayed the game out of past 2015, skipping last year's E3 event entirely. Series producer Enji Onuma?
Yes.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Said at the time, the team has experienced firsthand the freedom of exploration that hasn't existed in any Zelda game to date. We have discovered several new possibilities for this game. The last time the game shared footage, the last time footage of the game was shared was at the Game Awards in December 2014.
Yeah, so this game's been in the dark for a while, but to be honest, I'm actually really hopeful for this game.
Also, we might technically get our first glimpse of NX stuff by this game at E3.
Yeah,
because they'll probably show off the best version, which would be the NX version, I would guess.
Hopefully, anyway.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, I've never been a huge Zelda fan. Of all the franchises that Nintendo has built, this has been the one that I sort of stayed away from the most, just because it never grabbed me. But, I don't know, it seems like this one might have hooked me.
I want Bethesda to make a Zelda game.
I don't, because then it'll be all broken and I'll be clipping through floors again.
Alright, other than that,
first,
imagine a Skyrim Zelda game.
If they make a new engine first, then they can make anything they want and I will sing their praises for it, but I don't want them making another damn game until they fix their engine.
It would just, I mean, I like Zelda, but I'm not a huge Zelda fan.
Yeah.
Boy.
I don't think I've played a Zelda game since the N64 Zeldas. Ocarina of Time and, what was the other one? Majora's Mask?
Majora's Mask is the other one, and Majora's Mask is my favorite Zelda of all time, so...
I need to replay those. I need a refresher on what those were like.
Buy a 3DS.
Don't tempt me, dude. I would have, but now I'm a member of Amazon Prime, so I'm, $60-$70 short.
The 2 definitive versions of those games are on the...
I mean, to be completely honest, if I'm buying a 3DS, it's because I want to play the 3 original Pokemon games and then play Sun and Moon, if I'm being totally honest, so... Yeah. Anything past that is going to be just a cool benefit.
An added bonus.
Yeah. I mean, I bought the Xbox One for a freaking Master Chief Collection, so it's not out of the realm of possibility, I suppose.
Hey, at least there's more than one game on this one.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it's the same number of games, right? 5 games on Master Chief Collection, the 3 original Pokemon plus Sun and Moon. I'd have 5 games.
Yeah.
5 for 5.
Is it 5 in the... Yeah, because they added ODST to it. That's right. I really don't know a segue for this one either, so I'm just going to say the story. Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing are coming to mobile devices. Yay.
Yay.
More smartphone games.
Yeah.
Nintendo will release a pair of mobile apps based on Fire Emblem and the Animal Crossing franchises, the company confirmed in the earnings call that we've been talking about. Both are targeted for release sometime this fall. Fire Emblem for mobile devices will be more accessible in comparison to Fire Emblem games for Nintendo's dedicated gaming system, Nintendo said in a release, but will offer a great value of a role-playing strategy game.
I'm playing Hearthstone all over again. There's so much value in this.
Alright. The mobile version of Animal Crossing will connect somehow to at least one of the Animal Crossing games for Nintendo's dedicated gaming systems, though the company didn't specify which titles would feature connectivity.
I'm sorry. Continue.
I know. Right. Nintendo's most recent games in the franchise include Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival for Wii U, and Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer for 3DS. Nintendo described its mobile Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing game titles as pure game applications. And this is another quote. Compared to Miitomo, they have more prominent game elements.
Well, no shit! It's actually a game, damn it!
And the game content will tie closely into Nintendo's dedicated gaming business. The company said in a release, Nintendo will provide more details about these applications closer to their launch period and aims to have multiple types of apps that appeal to different audiences and different groups of players.
Yeah, so they released Quiz Taker Simulator 9000. Realize, wait, that's not what a game is, so we'll just port the games they already have to smartphones.
I don't think it's Quiz Taker. It's more like
questionnaire.
Hey, let me get to know you.
Yeah.
It's boyfriend. It's first date simulator. 16.
That's what it is. It's just a bunch of those awkward first date questions.
So what are you really into right now?
Yeah. What would you consider a friend? Oh, what?
That's probably the weirdest question that game asked me.
Yeah. And I like how the Animal Crossing one is going to connect somehow to at least one of the Animal Crossing games. We're not sure how, we're not sure when, but it's going to connect, guys, we promise.
It might connect to Animal Crossing on Gamecube. It'll connect to one of them.
Nintendo, what are you doing? You're following a Pokemon company. You're losing your damn minds.
Speaking of what are you doing, someone stole a shipment of Uncharted 4.
I love this story.
And copies are starting to circulate in the UK.
There are black market Uncharted 4 copies out there.
I want to believe that they stole all these Uncharted 4 copies dressed up like Nathan Drake.
I think out there's a team, there's a professional heist team that is all video game players, and they're just bored out of their minds. Last year we had the Great Amiibo heist, where they stole those truckloads of, custom edition Amiibos that never got replaced. Now we have the Uncharted heist. What's next, Jacob? What next is going to get stolen?
Call of Duty gets stolen every year.
Yeah. So they're video gamers with a wide range of tastes.
The weird thing is it's always in the UK.
Yeah, so we know they're based in the UK.
I mean, I don't know about the Amiibo one, but I know that usually it's Call of Duty goes missing in the UK.
Yeah.
At least a shipment of them. Copies of Uncharted 4: A Thief's End were stolen while in transit to retailers, Sony said on Wednesday, and as such, they have surfaced in the United Kingdom about 2 weeks ahead of the game's launch date. An extremely talented team has worked a long time. I said that wrong. Let me start over. An extremely talented team has worked long and hard to bring Nathan Drake's greatest adventure to life, and we would urge you to help us prevent this from being spoiled by purchasing copies of the game ahead of the launch date. Shuhei Yoshida, the president of Sony Computer Entertainment Worldwide Studios, said in a statement. Please rest assured we will be very vigilant to protect you from this as far as we can, so you can enjoy Uncharted 4's experience to the fullest on May 10th. Yoshida did not clarify whether persons found on PlayStation Network playing Uncharted 4 before its street date would be sanctioned. The total number of copies in circulation is unknown. Eurogamer has reported on copies of the game being sold over eBay at a high markup, with one reseller claiming that 10,000 copies have been seized by UK authorities for unpaid sales taxes. And so that was the source. Eurogamer was dubious of that claim, however.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I highly doubt that's the reason they went missing. I'm sticking with my video game heist team.
Yeah, it's like Fast and Furious.
It's exactly what it is. Except instead of stealing VCRs, we're stealing copies of Uncharted 4.
Stealing VCRs. God, that always makes me laugh. But we're going to continue on the PlayStation beat here and talk about the greatest thing that PlayStation has ever released in the world, of course, being the PlayStation Vita, and how one company, Hori, that's their name, is Hori, is trying to make the PlayStation Vita Remote Play better with an accessory that they've made. And I'd like you to link this in the description.
Of course.
Controller and accessory maker Hori, I'm like a child, is releasing a new product this summer that aims to make Remote Play on PlayStation Vita a little better. Hori's Remote Play Assist attachment, that's the name of it, that's a horrible name, effectively adds 4 buttons to the PlayStation Vita so that players don't have to tap the handheld's rear touchpad. When playing PlayStation 4 games on PlayStation Vita through Remote Play, the rear touchpad serves a replacement for the L2 and R2 triggers, as well as R3 and L3 analog stick buttons. Hori's control scheme uses the quartet of physical buttons to tap the touchpad, which should, in theory, provide more reliable controls. Hori's accessory is designed to work with the revised Vita, which is the skinnier Vita that was released in 2013. Some developers have implemented Remote Play specific controls for their games, like the PS4 versions of Destiny and Fallout, to accommodate the differences between the DualShock 4 and the Vita. Hori's attempt at improving the Vita Remote Play controls will come out this July, in Japan. I can't read. Yeah. And it's priced at 2,980 yen, which is about $27.
Yeah, so it's essentially just that he snaps a Vita onto the controller, and instead of tapping the back touchpad, you pull the back trigger, which will tap the touchpad for you.
I want to say something that upsets me. I hope they make one for the Fat Vita, because I have the Fat Vita.
I doubt it.
Which is the better Vita, because it has a nice OLED screen.
I would be very surprised if they made one for that version of the Vita.
They should, because it's the best version of the Vita. For the best handheld.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Exactly. I don't get why you hate the Vita.
I don't hate the Vita. I disagree with it being the best handheld.
It is, though.
I mean, the only PlayStation handheld I had was the PSP, and I never used that thing.
I used to love the PSP. You know why I think I like the PSP more than I like the DS or whatever? Because the DS is a fine handheld. It's just there's more, I guess, console quality games on like the Vita and the PSP.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's just the library of games is where we differ on this. Like you were much more attracted by the games on the PSP side of things. I was much more attracted by the side of what the DS had to offer.
Because I used to like having my DS for like Pokemon and Mario, but like everything else I could care less about, right?
Yeah.
But when you have a handheld that has Grand Theft Auto on it, that one's obviously better.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something about the DS. It's always stuck with me. I still have it in the drawer sitting behind me. The tank of the original, that big bulky silver one.
That one has a terrible screen on it. It's so dark.
Yeah, compared to the ones that are out now, my God.
It was all about the what was it called? The DS Lite. That's the one I had. That was the best.
Yeah, and now we have the new 3DSs that are the size of, iPads.
You know what, though? I like that. I like having a big screen.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
But hey, you ready to get into the wrap-up?
Sure.
Promotional material for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare revealed Tuesday ahead of a formal announcement hints at a remastered version of one or more of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare games. COD enthusiast site Charlie Intel spotted the image after it had been posted to Snapchat. A poster was shown for the Legacy edition of the game, specifying that Modern Warfare Remastered is a full game download. It was shown alongside a pre-order card apparently coming from Target. And a little follow-up to the story that we noticed beforehand is that some person tweeted, the man's name is Angus Vanderslot.
I wish I had that name.
That's a great name. That's like a name of like a German villain.
Vanderslot.
He tweeted, "If I ever hear the words Call of Duty 4 PS4 Remaster, I will literally shit my pants." And then Call of Duty tweeted him back with a poop emoji and a pants emoji, pretty much confirming that this remaster's coming.
Yeah, to be completely honest, I couldn't care less about Infinite Warfare. Just give me give me my Modern Warfare remix.
At this point, who gives a shit about Infinite Warfare? Like, we're getting Modern Warfare again.
Yeah, nobody cares.
I mean, Infinite Warfare could be a cool game, but who cares?
You know what? In hindsight, I feel bad for these people, right? So we have this dedicated team of developers working tirelessly to make this what they think is going to be a fantastic game for their audiences. And as soon as we hear Modern Warfare is coming back, we toss it to the wind and we don't care.
Exactly.
It's gotta feel awful for those guys.
Super Hot, the indie game letting players take the aesthetically unique time-stopping FPS gameplay for a spin, that's weirdly worded, will be available May 3rd on Xbox One. The game is currently available on Linux, Mac, and Windows PC, and also has a VR version in the works. Have you seen this game, Brad?
I've seen pictures of it. I haven't seen the gameplay.
It's very cool. What happens is when you're standing still, time is completely still. No one's moving or anything. And then once you move, time starts to go again.
Oh.
So you can line up your shots to kill people and stuff. You can get like really cool like action moments going on. And then at the end of it, it keeps a replay of yours in fast motion, what you did. So you just look like a weird like ninja.
That's pretty awesome. But there's a problem with that.
What?
It's going to be available May 3rd on Xbox One, correct?
Yes.
You know what also is going to be available on May 3rd?
No.
The Overwatch Open Beta.
Ooh.
So, unfortunately, I think I know which one I'm going for.
One's free, so
yeah.
Obviously that's the one that people are going to go for. Actually, I'm very curious to try it, Overwatch. I'm excited.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Miitomo has been downloaded over 10 million times worldwide, Nintendo announced in a press release. I only put this here to ask the people of Earth, why?
Why on God's name are you downloading this?
I mean, I kind of get it. It's Nintendo's first game, like, on mobile.
If you could call it that.
If you can call it a game. Like, so, I get the curiosity. Why?
I mean...
Once you heard what it was, why?
I mean, Jacob and I used it for, some content for a video we recorded, which unfortunately we had to scrap, so...
So, who knows? It'll probably come back eventually one day.
Yeah, so I guess we found the only use for it.
Yeah. It's to ask each other questions while you're playing a game, because you don't know what to do while you play the game.
Yeah. Damn it, Nintendo.
But stop it, Miitomo. Stop downloading Miitomo. Stop
It's
it.
for your own good.
I keep wanting to delete it off my phone, but I can't, because I'm like, maybe one day something will happen with this where it becomes brilliant.
You see, it's better that you don't delete it, because if, for whatever reason, for whatever god unknown reason, you need it again, you'll feel even worse having to re-download it.
Exactly, because then I'll have to be like, I have to go back to the store, I have to look up Miitomo, I have to...
That's going to be my search history forever. I'll never live that down.
Exactly. Minecraft Gear VR Edition is now on sale, Mojang announced. The game had been teased for a 2016 release, but instead of giving Samsung Gear owners a heads up, the publisher launched the game on the Oculus Store today, a couple days ago. The mobile VR game is on sale now for $6.99, although it also requires a separate gamepad peripheral. It offers every mode and feature from Minecraft Pocket Edition, including multiplayer. With the Gear VR headset, however, players can switch between the default theater view, Mojang calls it the most comfortable option, which is basically what you're sitting in, like a little Minecraft room, looking at a TV, and you're playing Minecraft on it.
Yeah, so it's actually really cool. Like, you're sitting in, like, a little house that you didn't build, but it looks like you would have built it in Minecraft, and you're looking at a painting of you playing Minecraft.
Yes. Or you can play in the first-person perspective that brings you even closer to your creations.
Which looks incredibly disorienting, seeing as
Yeah.
you're moving with the thing, but you look around with the headset. I don't know. I'd have to try it to figure it out.
I like the Gear VR, but you have to have a Samsung phone to use it.
Yeah,
So
which, I mean, aren't they giving away Gear VRs if you buy the newest whatever one it is?
it was if you pre-ordered the S7 or the S7 Edge, you got one for free.
Yeah.
But Samsung also announced, I didn't put this in here because it wasn't entirely games related. They announced that they're trying to make a gear that's just a gear that you can just buy separately.
I'm sure they will.
So that's pretty exciting. But that's it for the news. You know what that means, right, Brad?
What does that mean?
That was a really odd pause. That means it's time for, well, that sucked. Welcome to Well That Sucked. The way the game works is simple. I give Brad 3 randomly selected games, and he has to tell me which of the 3 is the lowest rated according to Metacritic. I can give Brad no help besides a brief description of the game if Brad asks for it. Brad, are you ready?
Sure.
Now, you'll remember that earlier this week you made me look a fool on the Tuesday show.
I did.
So, I said to you, I'll give you an extra hard, well, that sucked, and guess what, Brad? I didn't disappoint.
Oh, God.
Round 1.
Round 1.
See if you can figure out the theme here. Don Bradman Cricket,
Oh, God.
Rugby World Cup 2015, and Casey Powell Lacrosse 16.
So,
These are all
obscure sports.
Sports that no one cares about was what I put.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't insult rugby like that.
I got it. Oh, they'll probably kick my ass.
There are people crazy enough to play football without the gear on, so this is not the kind of people I want to piss off.
So, which one of those 3 do you think is the lowest rated?
I immediately want to go cricket, because it's the only one I've seen gameplay of, and I know how bad that game is. It was a...
No, that's Ash's Cricket. This is a different cricket.
No, I've seen Don Bradman's.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
it's like a $40... Actually, I think it was like $40 full-priced game where you literally just play cricket. It's the type of game that should have been sold for like $15.
I feel like you could say that about like any sports game, though.
Well, at least with like, you know, your modern sports titles from like EA or whatever, they give you a wide variety of like, you have your My Career, and you have the fantasy, and you have the, you know, the quick plays, and all, you have all the stuff that sports games should have. Don Bradman Cricket didn't really have any of that, if I remember correctly.
Well, really, when I read the description, it said that you lead a 16-year-old cricket player to the top, or something like that. So they might have added a career mode.
They might have. I didn't keep up with them. I'm not gonna pick rugby because I'm afraid of rugby players. And
I don't know who Casey Powell is, but apparently he's big enough to have his own lacrosse game.
it's a him.
I
With a name
I
like
would-
Casey, I would assume it's a her.
I mean, Casey's a unisex name.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, I'll take your word for it. I don't know.
I've met men named Casey. You've never met a man named
I've
Casey?
never met a man named Casey.
I mean, I've met more women named Casey, but
Yeah, no, I've never met a man named Casey.
it's a unisex name, so.
Okay. Well, in an effort to at least go one show without insulting.
I guess I'm sexist because I assumed it's a man who made a cricket video game.
I suppose so. Alright, so, you know, I'm gonna go with the Don Bradman's Cricket, just because it's the only one I'm familiar with, and it didn't look like a fun game.
Brad, you're wrong.
Ah, well.
It's the highest rated game.
You're kidding me.
The lowest rated was Rugby World Cup 2015.
I'm sorry, rugby players, but your game sucks.
What? Can you guess what it was rated?
I don't know, it's a sports title. How bad can you screw it up? Probably like a 63?
It's a 25.
Jesus Christ, how? What?
I don't know. I didn't look up gameplay. I kind of want to after
The Burger King games are rated better. What the hell?
this. Casey Powell Lacrosse 16 is the second highest with a 69. That's right, 69. And the highest rated is Don Bradman's Cricket with a 76.
I don't get it.
Round 2.
Round 2.
Let's see if we can figure out the theme here. Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events.
That's a fantastic name.
Dante's Inferno.
Oh, that's a pretty good game. I played it.
And Charlotte's Web.
I don't know the theme here.
The game's based on books.
Oh. I was gonna say one of these things is not like the other.
They're all 3 of them were books. I guess technically Dante's Inferno is a poem, but it's a book.
Yeah, it's in a book.
Exactly.
Well, the only one I've played is Dante's Inferno, which was a decent game. 1 second, I have to mute my mic.
Okay, I guess I have to fill dead air.
No,
here.
it's fine. There was a bug on the top of my pop filter, and I had to blow it off, and I didn't want a loud blowing noise on the mic.
Dante's Inferno is just a big God of War ripoff, though.
It is, but it's incredibly sexualized.
Yes, it is.
It's like incredibly sexualized.
Which is odd when you compare it to God of War, a game that has a sex minigame in it.
Yeah, like it's not even sexualized in the way that God of War is, right? Like God of War, it's the typical hypersexualization of like the male character. He's huge, he's buff, he's a god killer, right? And of course they have the sex minigame. But with Dante's Inferno, it's something totally different. Like way more disturbing, actually. But overall it was a decent game. Then again, I haven't played it for like 4 years, so what the hell do I know? And the other two were what? Charlotte's Web and
Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Alright, well, I ain't picking Lemony Snicket's because that's an amazing name. I've never read the book. Don't even know what this is about, but I'm not picking it. Dante's Inferno, I remember being decent, so I guess that goes with Charlotte's Web. Yeah, I'll go with that.
You're gonna pick Charlotte's Web.
How do you make a game out of Charlotte's Web?
First of all, it's the beautiful story of a pig and a spider being friends.
I don't like spiders and I like bacon, so I mean, you can call it a story I'm not interested in.
So you're locking in Charlotte's Web?
I'm going with Charlotte's Web.
You're right.
Yes. The hope lives.
Can you tell me what Charlotte's Web was rated?
See, this one I would have expected to be the 25, but I'm gonna say 57 because it's probably not that bad.
It's a 60.
I don't.
The second highest was Lemony Snicket's.
Who is rating these damn
63.
games?
And Dante's Inferno is the highest with a 75.
I apologize if you're hearing squeaking on the audio. It's my chair that I'm sitting in. There's nothing I can do about it, guys. I apologize.
Round 3.
Round 3.
See if you can figure out the theme here. The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
There's a game on that?
Yes.
Oh.
Green Lantern Rise of the Manhunters.
Are any of them Martian?
I don't know. R.I.P.D. the game.
Alright, well, my first instinct is to immediately go with that one.
These are games based on terrible comic book movies.
Yeah, they're not great. So it was the Manhunters, which was Green
based
Lantern.
on the Green Lantern movie. So it has Ryan Reynolds in it.
The first one was Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
Which
doesn't have Andrew Garfield in it.
Wait, what?
Andrew Garfield's not the voice of Spider-Man in that game.
You're joking.
I'm not joking.
Wow, okay.
They got some voice actor who used to do him in the cartoon. So I guess it's not that bad, but like it's odd when it's like based on the movie and it doesn't have Garfield in it.
Yeah,
he doesn't even really look like Andrew Garfield either.
Yeah, for some reason the Spider-Man voice I always hear in my head is Drake Bell.
What I always hear in my head is Neil Patrick Harris.
I forgot he did that.
Yeah, he did like the MTV show that was like a continuation.
Yeah.
Of the movies, and I think he did like another one too.
Probably.
But he's probably my favorite cartoon voice actor for Spider-Man.
So I haven't played a Spider-Man game since Bruce Campbell was the voice of the narrator on the Gamecube ones. I think he was the voice of the narrator on the one after that too.
He's also in this game too.
Is he in this one as well?
Yeah, he has a cameo. He's like some bad guy he has to fight. He's like some freaking C-list villain or something like that. But it's Bruce Campbell.
I'm so glad that legacy has been kept alive.
I don't get why though. Like it seems like a big F you to his friend Sam Raimi.
Yeah, a little bit. Because that's how this whole thing started, right? It was the original Spider-Man movies. He was friends with Raimi, so Raimi put him in as little cameos. No, he was the doorman at the theater, and he was the Who was he in the other one? He was
the doorman at the theater in the second one. He was he was the wrestling promoter.
That's right, in the first one.
And the third one... Oh, no, the third one he might have been the theater guy in the third one. Or was he a waiter? I don't know, he's a waiter in one of them.
I think the theater was the second one, the waiter was the third. I don't remember. Spider-Man 3 is a big, just... Like,
yeah, it's a blur.
Yeah, it happened, I think. It's like a drunken stupor you don't quite remember.
But anyway, yeah, he was in that because the first movie Sam Raimi ever made was The Evil Dead, and Bruce Campbell starred in that.
Yeah, so they've been buddies ever since.
Kind of owes his career to Bruce Campbell and that chin.
The man's got a chin.
And R.I.P.D. is like a not Ghostbusters. Well, I guess it's kind of a Ghostbusters ripoff, but it's mainly a Men in Black ripoff that starred Jeff Bridges and Ryan Reynolds, and they played cops that died and became like they killed ghosts or something like that on Earth. It was set in Boston though.
Huh.
The game's a third-person shooter.
I'm tempted to go with that because it's the only one I'm not familiar with, and that sounds not great. I mean, with the Green Lantern one, yeah, the movie wasn't. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say this: the Green Lantern movie is not as bad as everybody says it is. It's not great compared to the superhero movies we have of today, but it's a pretty decent movie.
What, the Green Lantern movie?
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Stop talking.
It's not that bad.
Cancel this podcast right now.
Oh god, Jacob's not gonna talk to me for a week after this.
I can't even believe you just said that. You don't watch so many movies that are really good, and then you're like, well, Green Lantern's not that bad of a movie. I mean, I like Green Lantern.
I mean, compared to the superhero movies we have today, it's nowhere near as good, but it's not as bad as everybody says it is.
It's pretty damn terrible.
There are some points in there where I genuinely laughed. I thought it was pretty funny. Like the cheekbone line, I thought that was really funny.
There's a part where he saves someone with a Hot Wheels car, which is just a commercial for Hot Wheels.
Yeah, it's convenient product placement, but I mean, the movie is, like I said, it's not. I'm not saying it's a great movie. It's not a, it's never gonna go on that. If you ever do a DC list, it's never going on there. But
I don't even want to do a DC list. Yeah. I guess I was gonna rank the DC cinematic universe. I guess it goes like Man of Steel at the bottom, Batman v Superman at top. It's like two movies,
and then all the Batman things in between, and the rankings of how Batman did.
If I was gonna rank all of them, obviously The Dark Knight is at the top.
What was I doing again? Oh right, picking the game. I'm going with the Ryan Reynolds Ghostbusters, because that sounds like a bad like Saturday Night Live skit.
You're right.
I win.
Son of, I tried to give you a hard one.
Yes.
And I guess the third round was just too easy. I guess the second round was too easy too.
Yeah, the second round it confused me certainly.
But can you tell me what R.I.P.D. the game was rated?
Alright, so we had one that was 25, we had one that was 60. So I'm gonna go right in the middle and say, what's the middle of 25 and 60? Like 40? I'm gonna go with 42.
It's a 26.
Jesus Christ.
It's pretty bad.
A little bit.
The second highest was The Amazing Spider-Man 2 with a 49, and the highest rated was Green Lantern Rise of the Manhunters with a 59.
So all not great games, but you know what? If, Andrew Garfield had bothered to voice the character that he was, playing at the time, I think that one would have done a little bit better.
Maybe. I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, probably not, honestly.
Based on that movie, it's not very good.
Yeah.
Brad, read me the spiel.
Okay. So if you want to get in touch with us, email us your thoughts on the first Green Lantern movie or any of the other things we talk about on this show. If you have questions, comments, concerns, anything of that sort, you can send them over to completewithdlc@gmail.com.
I'm going to say that I'd rather not talk about the Green Lantern movie ever in my life again.
But I'll talk about it, so if you want to talk to me, then just direct the email at me specifically, and I'll make sure that I answer it. And if it's for Jacob specifically, say that, and I'll direct it towards him. Although, if it is about Green Lantern, don't expect an answer from him.
My answer will just
go away.
You're not getting into heaven.
Oh my god. Alright, so if you're listening to this, which you're probably not anymore, you're listening to this on either iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, or Google Play. And if you are, leave us a comment, review, question, whatever your form of feedback is on your service that you're using, and we will take that feedback and hopefully improve the show with it. We like to think we're moving in the right direction, but unfortunately we never quite know what we're doing. It's more of a fake it till you make it kind of deal, I think.
We're failing upwards.
Exactly. But, Jacob, if they don't want to... Oh, wait, I forgot the social medias. I always forget the social medias. If you want to follow the show on the social medias, Twitter is going to be the best place to do that. That is where Jacob sends out all the information about new episodes going up whenever one of us is doing something interesting, or whenever he does these little behind-the-scenes things that he seems to like to do. And that is going to be the best place to do it. We're Complete with DLC on Twitter. But, Jacob, if they want to talk to you specifically about Green Lantern, where can they do that?
If you want to talk to me about literally anything other than Green Lantern, you can talk to me about the GOP debates more than you can talk to me about Green Lantern.
You see, if you had to say one of two statements to Jacob, I'm a Donald Trump supporter or I like the Green Lantern movie, he would prefer to hear I'm a Donald Trump supporter.
I can have a spirited debate with a Donald Trump supporter. I can't. I don't have the energy in me to debate about the Green Lantern movie. Because, like, I know it's just gonna be that person being like, Ryan Reynolds wasn't that bad. I'd be like, shut up. Watch Deadpool if you want to see a good Ryan Reynolds comic book movie.
I won't argue that.
Like, just stop talking to me about Green Lantern. But if you want to do that, you can go to any social media and find it at It's Jay Griff, ITSJAYGRIFF. That's my brand. I live by it. Yeah, I'm probably most active on Twitter. Please, God, don't tweet me about the Green Lantern movie. If I start getting tweets about the Green Lantern movie, I swear I'm gonna break down your door with an axe and I'm gonna kill you. Brad,
well, it was nice knowing you guys. We had a good run.
29 episodes, yeah. Good enough. Brad, where can they find you?
If you want to find me, you can do that on Twitter. I'm Kalgny on Twitter, KALGNE. But if you don't trust my ability to use the social medias, then I applaud you for your perception. Then Battle.net is going to be your second best option, which is Blizzard's little interactive hub for all their video games with a little instant messenger thingy attached. I am Brad, hashtag 1261. I found out you do need to use the hashtag, so I don't have to say it twice every week. Or every twice a week. That doesn't roll off the tongue as well. But I am Brad, hashtag 1261 on the Battle.net, and if you do send me a friend request on that, make sure that you tell me you're a listener from the show so I can make a note appropriately and I don't accidentally delete you. Because Blizzard has a nice little function that lets you add notes to your friends. Thank you, Blizzard, for making my life easier. But other than that, those are going to be the best two ways to get in touch with me.
You'll also pretty soon be able to find Brad at Oak Grove Cemetery and follow the messages.
Yes, please bring me flowers and your Green Lantern reviews so I can read them.
I want someone to, like, I hope that if this show becomes, like, popular, that there becomes a legacy where when you die, people will come to your grave and leave Green Lantern DVDs.
Yes.
If you die before me, I'm doing that. Just letting you know.
I would want nothing else.
That's the show this week.
I realize I have opinions about all the bad movies of the world.
You really do.
The Star Wars prequels, the first Green Lantern movie. Next, I'm going to say the Daredevil movie is better than the series, but that'd be heresy. The movie I can't defend.
It's got a really great scene on a playground. Whatever. That's the end of the show this week.
Yeah, that has been a show.
This has been Complete with DLC. I'm Jacob Griffin.
I'm soon gonna die.
And thank you for listening. Welcome to Complete with DLC. I'm one of your hosts, Jacob Griffin, and I didn't say the slogan.
Nope. Take two.